I don't know if you can believe this, but today I want to talk to you about belief systems because they're like the be all and end all of manifestation. In other words, you can want something, you can take active steps to create something, you can have the most powerful intention in the world, and your belief systems can let you down. This is Jill Lee, founder and director of the Energy Healing Institute. If you want to learn more about all the things related to energy and conscious awareness, check out energyhealinginstitute.org. It's education for the consciously curious. So, belief systems. I'm going to tell you a couple of stories. One was from when I was 7 years old. And I've told this story a bunch of times, but it always illustrates so clearly to me how belief systems can be instantly formed and instantly resolved. So I was 7 years old. I was walking with my mother, holding her little hand on my way to the stationery store to buy my back to school supplies. And coming towards us on the street in Ridgewood, New Jersey, where I lived, was a woman who was wearing whatever outfit she was wearing, and she had on, hang on, people, white shoes. And it was after Labor Day. Well, I got to tell you, my mother, who had really swift and harsh judgments that she could create and spin up on a dime, she kind of squeezed my hand and she said, "Jill, will you look at that? Doesn't she know she shouldn't be wearing white shoes after Labor Day?" Well, that was it for me. 7 years old. Now I know white shoes after Labor Day must not be done. Flash forward years and years and years, and I see people all the time after Labor Day wearing their white shoes, okay, whatever. And that judgment comes up in my mind because I believed what I was told. I was pretty impressionable. Till I was in high school, walking up East Ridgewood Avenue towards my home, and I saw a woman wearing white shoes after Labor Day, and the judgment flew in, and I stopped long enough to think, I don't care. Boom, judgment gone. Now, story number 2. When I was in my late 20s and early 30s, I kept getting these jobs in corporate America where I was hired to fix broken sales forces. And I loved it. I loved the work of uncovering the strategy for what we needed to take the sales force in a new direction. I loved moving the ship in that new direction. I loved coaching the teams towards where we were going now instead of where we had been. I loved watching people thrive in the new model. I loved all of that. And then we would get there. We would be smooth sailing ahead, and I'd start yawning. I'd start staring out the window. I'd start thinking, gee, this isn't very exciting. And eventually, I would get let go because I just wasn't in it, right? Salespeople need leadership, and I would just sort of give up my leadership. So the last time that happened, I was working for Inc. magazine in Boston, Massachusetts. It was my dream job. I was so excited. I was a corporate sales director. I was working with the sponsorship teams for the conferences that I had loved and attended for years. I thought I was in Mecca. Turn around the broken sales force, got everything on track in like 45 days. Literally, from the red to the black in 45 days. And then I got let go. Not day 46. A few months later, I got let go. And I was devastated. And I thought, I am such a loser. I just cannot seem to hold a job. And then I did some inner work and realized I'd heard that story of being a loser because I had made choices along the way in my life that didn't match what my parents thought I should do, that didn't match me. In other words, the choices I made matched me, but they didn't match what my parents thought I should be. And so they never said I was a loser. They weren't those kind of people. But they conveyed their disappointment in lots of different ways. So I bought into that. Now, changing that belief was a little bit different. That was subtly ingrained in my thinking, and it had huge impact on me. So the point I'm making here is that there are belief systems that are really easy to evolve. White shoes after Labor Day. Horrible, horrible. Oops, who cares? Gone. And then the ones that we hold internally and drive our process without us even knowing it. That's where the inner work comes in. So in the next video, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the energetic structure of belief systems so that you have a better sense of how to think about and how to find the beliefs that are inhibiting your experience.